dare you?
So Jeremy Clarkson, he's the guy from Top Gear, and he's in Grand Tour now.
He's my favorite person.
He's great, right?
This guy.
And by the way, he's not like a conservative. He's just a like, dude, let people do what the fuck they want kind of guy.
His voice sounds like it's like British caramel.
Yes,
he's the greatest voice in the world.
Let me read the article. Be a good girl and shut up. Top Gear. Swear to God, this is legit. Be a good girl and shut up. Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson unleashes on Greta Thunberg. Former Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson has launched a tirade against 16-year-old climate change activist Greta Thunberg. The outspoken 59-year-old lambasted Thunberg in an article for the UK paper The Sun, following her impassioned plea at the United Nations Climate Change Summit last week. Now, notice how they're already setting this up. They're pointing out her age and his age, like he should know better. And he said, and I can't do his voice, but he said, "I'm sorry, Ms. Thunberg, but if you're going to lay into my generation, you must accept it when I lay into yours," he wrote. "We gave you mobile phones and laptops and the internet. We created the social media you use every day, and we run the banks that pay for all of it," he added. "So, how dare you stand there and lecture us, you spoiled brat?" Using Thunberg's own "how dare you" war cry from her speech, Clarkson attempted to dismantle her argument by pointing a finger at her family sailing boat. He says, "How dare you sail to America on a carbon fiber yacht that you didn't build, which cost you 15 million pounds, and that you didn't earn, and which has a backup diesel engine that you didn't mention."
Oh no! And he would know.
Of course he would know. The guy's autistic with this stuff.
He would know.
It has a backup diesel engine, which he didn't mention. Clarkson said Thunberg should shut up on 2 different occasions, calling her UN appearance a full-on adolescent meltdown. The controversial television presenter, by the way, who was kicked off the show in a joke saying the N-word. For real. That's why he was kicked off of the BBC. Yeah. The controversial television presenter demanded...
Well, he punched somebody, didn't he?
He also punched his producer. He did punch his producer. The controversial television presenter demanded Thunberg go back to school and study hard in her science classes. He said, "Many thousands of people who you had to blame this week aren't trying to do exactly what you want," he wrote. "So be a good girl and shut up and let them get on with it." Finally appearing on a faux father figure approach, Clarkson concluded, "And no, you cannot stay out past 10. You cannot go in that go out in that skirt. It's too short."
I love this guy.
So
he's the best.
He is getting a lot of shit today.
I love this dude though. I love him even on Top Gear, which I don't really like the show.
Yeah,
but he's
great. Great in it.
He just looks like you can ask Royce. I've said a million times when he was watching, I'm like, that's a dude I'd go have a beer with.
Of course.
Like, I would go hang out with that guy in a heartbeat.
Well, Mike, remember ABC?
Somebody said, fun fact, Jeremy Clarkson punched Piers Morgan. Is that true?
That might.
Did he also punch Piers Morgan? That would be awesome.
Is that true?
Yeah, I want to see that. I really need to see.
I don't know if there's a video of it, but...
No, I doubt it. I just meant I need to see if it's a true fact that he punched.
Because if he did, that would be amazing.
Get another.
Piers Morgan, Jeremy Clarkson punch.
Wait, it's on video?
So moving from one controversial figure to another, why did nobody care when Jeremy Clarkson punched you in the face?
Bloody good question.
He did.
He attacked me in a savage way. He actually hit me so pathetically weakly that he gouged my temple. I have a scar here when I get a tan, and it's from his signet ring I think he had on, which gouged me here. But the good news was, in hitting my head, he broke his little finger and disfigured it so badly, it's never fully recovered. So
he did punch him. Hold on. There's got to be more to this. I want to hear this from the other side, though, don't you?
Of course.
Because I don't want to just take it from Piers Morgan. Why did nobody care? Okay, hold on.
I need to know more about this now. I love Jeremy Clarkson. I always had. I didn't even know he punched Piers Morgan. So I love this guy. He's the best.
What about you then in terms of sport? You said you're not sporting really.
No.
But you're a bit of a boxer.
I knew you'd bring that up.
But I'm bound to. I mean, I don't want to go into reasons why you and Piers Morgan...
We don't get on. I mean, I don't get on with Piers Morgan.
Editor of the Daily Mirror.
Yeah, the editor of the Daily Mirror. And so, yeah, I punched him.
Yeah. Now, you're 43 years of age.
I know. Somebody said to me the other day, because it's the first time I've ever hit anybody, ever. And someone said, why? That's amazing. You've got all the way through school, 10 years old in the playground, and then you've saved it all up till you're 43, and then you hit the editor of a national newspaper. But what staggered me about it was the way that people behave, because I've never been in a fight situation before, was how people behave. Because suddenly there was a ring round us, and this enormous fat man in a tux with a big cigar going, finish it, outside, finish it. And then I know that the motoring correspondent from The Sun, little bloke, he's can't be more than 4'2", a bald bloke, just arrived in the middle and shouted, I'm warning you, I'm from Newcastle. So what? And so all these people, they had a perfectly pleasant evening at the British Press Awards. It was, all kind of quite convivial. Suddenly turned into pack animals. I mean, it was and afterwards as well, I noticed something very strange, is that every woman who's found out what I did, and I am ashamed of it, I make no bones about it, but every woman who's found out what I did has said, why did you hit him? And every man says, where did you hit him?
Man, he tells a much better story than Pierce, doesn't he?
He really does.
Oh, my God. Because even in the process of telling the story, Pierce kind of sounds like bitter and like, fuck, he broke his foot. But he's telling this
Like,
great
I
story.
punched him right in the face.
Backstage, he went, where did you hit him then? Did you get him a good one? Also, he was, because I've bust my finger. Look, can you see that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so he's honest about it. I like how Pierce was like, he's like, yeah, no, I did. Look, I busted my finger.
You have.
Because I'd never hit anyone before and I did it wrong, you were saying. What did I do wrong?
What did you do wrong?
I'm speaking theoretically.
Yeah.
If you're without gloves, then which you should have been. Yeah. You shouldn't hit with the full force because your hand can't take it. So you should actually just lay off it. But you probably.
So inexperienced people will bust. I think, presumably, it just bashed into my.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Bust.
So what about? I mean, are you becoming more irascible, short-tempered?
All right, well, that's it.
That's it. That was great. No, you know what, man? And I was gonna guess too. I was like, if he really did hurt his finger, he's the type of guy that would go, "Oh yeah, and I broke my finger," and he actually did. That was good for him.
All right. Well, Mike, I know we're having a good laugh making fun of Greta Thunberg, but ABC, which is the Australian broadcasting company, we've played before. This is where my dad's Google history.
This is that guy that is ABC comedy
in
Australia, right? There's that one guy that does
correct.
everything. Yeah.
My dad's Google history, people. They're here to shame you for making fun of her.
Well, I think we should give them the full.
I got it. I
screen
got it.
For them, so they can really get it. You know what I mean?
With an embarrassing problem. I get irrationally angry at a Swedish girl who wants to save the planet. Luckily, there's now a number I can call.
Hello, you've called the Greta Thunberg helpline. If you're a grown
All right, hold on a second.
We already got
this whole universe. We've taught. This is the trans person that was on. We've actually played this person's videos before. She's on ABC Comedy. That's a man.
Oh shit.
See?
Yeah, that's the.
Luckily,
Remember?
there's now a number I can call.
They only have 5 comedians.
Hello, you've called the Greta Thunberg helpline.
So they've only got like 5 people in Australia.
Correct.
That they consider comedians.
Yes, because Jim Jeffries left.
If you're a grown adult who needs to yell at a child for some reason, the Greta Thunberg helpline is here to tolerate you.
She's just fueling needless anxiety. She's making the end of the
First off, why the flip phone? Secondly, why don't you open it all the way?
world sound like it's the end of the world.
This whole charade's gone too far. Now I see she's speaking in front of a mock UN.
So that was the real UN. So before you go full caps lock in an article comment section, let our expert counsellors assess your situation.
No, you're taking the high road here. You know, it's always amazing how you want to take the high road when you look like an idiot. You know what I mean? So
of course.
Well, let's just forget about all that. Like now you want to act like you're being mature. You're being mature handling a situation where you're simply, we started with you being lunatics. People pointed out that you're lunatics, and now you're like, you know what? I'm going to take the high road. And it's like, no. The original issue still stands. You're a bunch of fucking lunatics, and you're the ones who are using a kid. You're putting a kid up in front of the planet. You're using a child to push a globalist banker's agenda, and you want us to. And then when we go, hey, no, that's bullshit. You go, hey, she's a child.
You know what it's like?
I didn't bring the child, though. You know what I mean? It's like I was using that old analogy. If I sent a kid in to settle a bar fight for me, and then I go, you can't hit a child. It's like, you sent the child into the bar fight.
Here's what it's like. If somebody was, if someone was, let's say the Middle East, someone was running at you with a fucking bomb vest, right, and it was an adult, you'd go, holy shit, boom, you shoot him, right? If you send a kid, I'm still going to shoot that kid because I'm not going to let everybody else die.
Bro,
right?
You would shoot a kid?
If he had a bomb vest and was trying to detonate himself in a crowd of people, yeah, I would like to think most people would try to help, the people, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Royce Lopez, child murder.
No, that's not what I need to call this hotline. What's the number?
You're willing to murder children to further your own cause and goals.
But no, but it's you're doing something that's these issues are very divisive issues. Like they always do this with with abortion. With gun rights, with climate change, these issues, no matter how much you're trying to frame it, are actually very divisive. There's no issue you're going to get 100% consensus, but these are very divisive, right? But they figure that, well, we can't beat these people. Obviously memeing, right? Because you guys aren't funny. We can't be funnier than them. We don't have a better argument. We can't sit down and talk it out. So what are we going to do? Well, we'll avoid all the arguing. Who's gonna come after a kid? I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I am.
That's right. Royce Baby Killer Lopez. He's on the loose.
I'll take that name.
And he's fucking.
I'll take that name. That's fine. That's fine.
Baby Killer.
That's fine.
The pro-life baby killer.
Sometimes you got to fight dead babies with dead babies. That's what I say. No, but you know what I mean? Like you will. I don't care what what delivery system you're using for your shit agenda. I will stop it, and most people will be like, "No, fuck you." I'm so happy. You know what's happened with Greta? Greta's turned into a meme. Like even people that would normally agree with this globalist, they're all doing memes and making fun of her now. She's become a joke. And they're outraged that she's become a joke. Even her latest tweet was like, "You're gonna make fun of somebody with Asperger's." Yeah. Yes. The left literally deplatforms people with Asperger's.
And by the way, bitch, they selected you because you're a kid with Asperger's. When you're 18 and your fucking off-putting face is not fun to look at anymore, they're gonna dump you for another kid with pigtails that's gonna come out that's cuter and more precocious than you. They're going to have a better written speech. Everybody's going to go, oh, this is the new one. And you're going to go on the fucking, that's it. You go on the shelf. You go in the, whatever the room they stick all those fucking unused Westworld robots. You go in there, okay, with Dolores' dad and the fucking Chinese guys. And like
the whiskey one?
Yeah. Y'all go in there and that's it. That's the end of you. And the old used up prostitute dolls. And it's not, again, we didn't make you. We're not building you up, and we're not going to kick the rug out from under you when phone calls stop and they're done using you. They're doing that to you. They're doing that to the child, not me. I didn't do anything to any kids. They are the one. We've specifically gone out of our way to make sure that we don't indoctrinate kids or use kids as props in our fucking shit. I think we did that one show with your nephew the one time.
Oh, yeah.
If you go patreon.com/we're not sorry, you can get that exclusive episode. It's one of the first 300. But that's different at your family and the kid's smart and you're just you're goofing around.
Of course.
Anyway,
and we weren't pushing an agenda either. We were just joking with them.
We were kind of, if anything, we were just ripping off Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
And doing the whole let's
Lene
just talk
thing.
to a kid like an adult. But that's it's just you're using the kids. So don't get mad at me when the kids become casualties. It's like, well, you brought them into the war. I didn't bring
Let
them
our
into the war.
expert counsellor
Well, let's laugh at it because they're going to make fun of us for doing it.
Yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you say. Just don't kill any more kids, dude. Child killer, man.
situation.
Sir, I just need to ask you some questions before we get started. Is your Twitter profile
She sounds hideous. Well, yeah. She's a dude.
I'll picture an egg?
Yeah, but I just don't have any good
You should
photos
be
of my-
nicer to Sarah Silverman. She's not too bad.
It's not Sarah Silverman. She's much younger.
Egg.
Yeah, but I just don't have any good photos of my
Tits.
face.
Yeah.
We'll listen no matter how ridiculous
Well, newer tits.
you sound.
Well, if she really is such a nice, sweet, caring Swedish girl, how come she can't help me assemble my Billy bookcase?
Nobody's saying that. You could try.
That's comedy, Royce.
What part of this?
The comedy. It's all comedy. This is whole.
The one
comedy.
a dude pretending to be a chick. That's pretty hilarious.
It's funny that people are, it would be so crazy. They're saying that like, oh, your arguments about stop letting a little kid tell us how to run the planet is equating you also being mad that they won't come to your house and assemble your furniture. This is good stuff, man. ABC comedy.
Yeah, but if she's so concerned about renewable energy, how come she doesn't wear one of those baseball caps with the solar panels and the fan on the front?
Nobody's saying that. This is what they do, by the way, and it's their playbook the entire time. This is what they always do. They try to make anybody who's against their ideas into some sort of yokel hillbilly. Some yokel hillbilly who's out there like, I'm a dumb boy. Why didn't it? No. There's a lot of reasonable people like, but wait a second. I don't know, man. You guys have been saying the world's going to end for 40 years and the world hasn't ended. Is this time we should believe you this time?
They said this Ladybird film was a comedy. Well, I didn't laugh once.
Sir, I think you're after the Greta Gerwig helpline.
99% on Rotten Tomatoes. 19.
The what? What is this? What are they talking about?
9%.
I'll patch you through.
It's okay. We understand that children acting like adults can make adults act like children.
No. Hold on. Children acting like adults. Okay, perfect. But then if children are acting like adults, then they will be treated as such. That's why they try 16-year-olds for murder sometimes. They'll be charged as an adult. If you're going to come in here and act like an adult, then you will be treated as such and you will be mocked and your ideas will be...
we're not
and by the way, acting like an adult, no, an adult shouldn't go up there and go, how dare you? I should be back in school. No, an adult wouldn't do that. They'd be like, you're like, what are you doing? You're an adult. Why are you whining? You're an adult.
We're not looking for we're not just trolling the internet looking for random 15-year-old aspies to pick on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, that would be fucked up. We're just going around, hey, anybody know any teenage Asperger kids that we could just be mean to? Look, this was you being an adult, like Roy said. You want to be one of the boys.
You're gonna get treated
chastise us and go, "How dare you?" and talk down. And then when you get a little bit of pushback, you panic and run away, like most leftists do, because they don't have any convictions. The banks are paying you to say this stuff, and then the minute you get some pushback, you're like, "Ah!" and you just run away. It's like the old the Chappelle Black Bush thing when he just spills the water and they all run out. That's what they do. They literally do that. What did you say to me? Get out of here. Everybody just bolts. They have nothing.
They really do. You're right. They have absolutely nothing. They're trying to find any way around having a discussion or actually figuring shit out or being reasonable. Again, I think most people are reasonable. I said this at the beginning with this whole climate thing. It's like, I think most people will go, yeah, I'll recycle. That's like, what? You want me to put it in this can instead of that can? I could do that. No problem. You know what? You got it.
But you're already pushing it with me with that. But okay, I'll do it. But that's already, no.
Well, I'm a notorious baby killer, so I don't care.
Yeah. No, I'm the Earth killer.
Earth killer, baby killer? That's a tag team. TNA tag team. That's not going to be WWE.
Yeah.
But...
I think if I'm honest, I'm just jealous that she got a free cruise to America.
And so she actually sailed there herself.
In a $15 million yacht, which we've just found out had a backup diesel engine.
And did I not say?
Yeah.
I said that too. I said I'm surprised it doesn't have some kind of a backup engine, even when we were talking about it, because you don't do transatlantic sailboat trips. Nobody does that in 2019.
No, of course not.
Everything is equipped with some kind of, oh no, we're in a jam. All right. Like, all right, we're going back.
How much you want to bet they used that a lot on that trip too to get here quicker?
Well, remember we said 12 days. That was very fast.
And if it's a $15 million boat, they have to be using some sort of gas because you need to power the cabin and cook food and stuff like that. And if it's $15 million,
there's a battery.
It's going to have a yacht. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
That battery is terrible for the environment. But yeah, they were fucking. That's. I knew when I heard how fast they got here, I was like, on a goddamn sailboat, like even if you're sucking the jet stream's dick the whole way, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, don't pretend like taking a $15 million sailboat across the Atlantic was work. Like, that's a vacation for a lot of people.
That would be so fun.
Dude, yeah.
Well, I don't know why she gets to fist bump Obama when I've never gotten to.
Have you considered
I wouldn't want to.
launching your own significant global movement?
But it's so much easier to shit on someone else's.
First off, nobody that's against her is jealous that they didn't meet Obama. Nobody is. Obama now is a professional picture taker. Like that's what he is. He's a professional picture taker. As he's left office, it's like, how many cool peeps can I take a picture with? Hey, look at me. Look how hip I am. And notice, Obama always does everything is so fake, and you fucking dummies buy it. Everything is so fake, and some of you fucking people buy it. The fist pump, I know it seems simple, like, oh, he gave her a fist pump. That is a thought out, planned out, this is going to look cool. I'm going to look cooler if I fist bump the kid than if I shake their hand. That's all that is. Obama doesn't naturally fist bump people.
Everything about him is manufactured.
Obama went to an Ivy League school. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't on the streets. You know, Obama wasn't he was shaking hands and going, hello, yes, nice to meet you. Did you get my $10,000 worth of hot dogs? Like, that's what Obama is. And now, in retrospect, remember when his mom jeans, when he was taking free throws in mom jeans? And now they're trying to frame him as being this cool guy. He's not cool. He's a fucking nerd. Stop pretending like Obama's cool. Just because he's black doesn't mean he's cool.
The only cool thing he ever did was smoke.
Yeah.
That, and he was good at basketball. Those were two things I was like, okay. The only things that ever humanized Obama to me was like, oh yeah, all right, my homie likes to smoke cigarettes. He likes to dip out for a ciggy. Like, that was the one time I went, oh, I could get, all right, cool. Yeah, he's normal. And then, you find out about $65,000 worth of hot dogs and, all this other stuff. And then, you go, oof.
He grew up in the hoods in Hawaii.
And then the fact that he not only didn't reduce the amount of troops overseas and the amount of drone strikes, but actually went he turned into Mega Bush.
We shouldn't be listening to a child. We should be listening to an expert.
Oh, right. Well, do you want me to put you through to an expert? Hello?
Hello? Hello? My father doesn't talk to me. Hello?
And they never watch.
No, of course not. Of course they don't. Do you want me to put you through to an expert? What expert?
Comedy expert?
No. What expert? Bill Nye, the science guy, who's also not an expert? Which expert? No, seriously. Which one of these experts are you going to roll out?
The Greta Thunberg helpline, because when it comes to climate change, we all know she's the real problem.
No, the real problem is that this is passed off as comedy. That's the real problem.
They have to be worried at this point, right? When I keep talking about why they are censoring people, why they deplatform people, why you see everybody getting kicked off of PayPal and all these services, it's because they're all everybody that just does a show now is such a threat to this, because there are channels that have 130 subs that are putting out better content than ABC
absolutely.
Comedy, NBC, CBS.
Oh yeah.
So they have to deplatform everybody, and everybody thinks it's because I'm a MAGA. Woo! It's because I'm MAGA. That's why I'm getting the shadow ban. It's not. It's because they want to remove everybody that can generate money independently of this bullshit, and they're like, we got to take out our competition.
Also, here's what happens. I don't believe in a lot of this climate change bullshit. The truth of the matter is the science isn't settled. No matter what they try to tell you, we only know the temperatures of this earth going back maybe 100 years that we could actually have measured, right? So remember, in the 70s, there's Time articles that there was going to be an ice age, and then it's the ozone, then it's climate change. That they stop calling it global warming now. They start calling it climate change, right? Because global warming wasn't really happening. So it's just the climate's changing. That's a better term, so they could push their agenda. Here's the problem. Even if everything you're saying was true, right? I'm going to live in a world where everything they're saying about climate change, this time they're right. They figured it all out. This time it's true. I'm going to believe them, right? I will believe them, no problem. The other stuff you're trying to push in the door with climate change, the child drag shows, the giving hormones to kids, the trans pastors, even if you're right, if the future's going to be that, then let the world end. Serious, and I mean that. Then let it end. Because what future are we going to have?
Yeah.
trans kids making babies in a laboratory to then be molested on an island. Like, that sounds terrible
Well,
to
it's
me.
like the old Carlin bit too. You don't care about the planet. The planet will be fine. It's us that are going to be fucking done for. So at least admit that it's like a selfish thing. Like, it's about us. The planet's going to live with or without us on it. We're a very, very small percentage of time that we've actually been on this planet fucking it up. It's a fraction.
The problem is that they treat this like an Armageddon incident. Like, the fucking meteor's going to be here in a week. Like, that's how they treat, like, Armageddon, right? But the problem is you've been crying meteor for fucking 40, 50 years now, and nobody's...
Longer than that. There's always been some kind of hustle.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's always been, even religious hustlers and old carnies had some kind of like, the world's going to end here in 1912. Come on down to the last state's fair. You know what I mean? Like, people just, there's always been this like, sell 'em doom. They love that shit. It comes from the old kind of American firebrandy kind of preacher shit. You know what I mean? Where we're just all fucking fire and brimstone. And the news and secularists and a lot of people have sort of taken little samples from that and adopted some of those tactics, and everything now is, we got to tell everybody we're all going to die, and we got to get a kid to do it, and we got to add piano music.
But
But you're
we're
not gonna, you know.
But you're right, and the problem is like I said, they're treating like this like it's an Armageddon thing. But we don't have something to send Ben Affleck to die on. Like, you know what I mean? Like if there's not an impending doom, there is an impending doom. If there was an impending doom, the same Obama that was fist bumping Greta wouldn't be buying a $15 million mansion on the beach. Like, that place is going to be, according to what they're saying, that place is going to be underwater. Why would people be investing in this? A lot of these people that are telling you Citibank and all these people that are Citibank. This is a perfect example. Citibank is one of the big climate change, and that's going to end global poverty. We just watched the global citizen thing. Do you think Citibank has stopped investing in properties on the beach? Mm-hmm. You think they stopped giving loans out to fucking seaside businesses? That we were just in Sunny Isles. There's 3 new fucking high-rise condos going up that are being fucking funded by the same people that are telling you the world's going to end.
The three high-rise condos that we could see just from the one little balcony.
Right, from our balcony.
Sunny
Correct.
Isles is
Just on the
probably
strip.
37 sky rises
You're right.
going up all. There's always a crane there.
Yeah.
There's always several cranes there. But he's right. Why would they be scooping up? Why are they still fighting over land in West Palm Beach?
Yeah.
And Boca. Why are they still fighting over land in Sunny
That's
Isles?
a really good point.
If it's
Citibank is, Citibank is financing private jets too. Like, all of this is fake. All of this is done because you know what it's like. You know when they tell you when you're on a plane, like if you're afraid of flying, look at the flight attendant. Like, if they're worried, then you should be worried because they're on the plane all the time, so they kind of get how it rolls and that there's a real problem. These are the flight attendants. These people that are telling you the world's going to end and everything's going to buy. They're not panicking, so you don't need to panic. Trust me. If there was a real if there was a real existential dread, if they couldn't have their beachfront homes and stuff, then you could go, oh shit, they're actually selling their property. They're fucking getting it. They're heading to the fucking mountains in Virginia. Like, you know what I mean? They're all moving to Utah. If there was a real actual existential, that's what would be happening. But they're not. They're buying up the property and they're still flying on their private jets and they're still on their fucking mega yachts and they're still using fucking 75 AC units in their homes. So their dog isn't warm when they leave for a month. They're doing that because nothing's really happening. Nothing's actually happening. There is no existential dread. Sure, maybe the temperatures will change, and I also like to think that we'll figure it out. We as a planet with technology, we'll figure it out. We've always figured it out. There was a time there that you couldn't live in parts of this country because you would literally die because it got too cold. And then we invented indoor heating, and now you could live in places like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. But I do want to disagree to an extent that some people in the chat just keep saying over and over again that we have no impact on the planet. See, that sounds
we
to
do.
me
Of
just
course
as
we do.
retarded as when people, to me, the doom and gloom crowd and the we have zero impact on our environment people are both equally insane. I've lived in enough shitty areas to tell you that we do, in fact. We can fuck up entire swaths of land. I mean, to anybody who says, oh, we can't impact the environment, cool. Tell that to all the people in Belarus and the Ukraine who have, hundreds of thousands of, what do they call it, hectares of land that they can never use for a million and billion years. We can do a lot of bad shit when we do it. I do think there needs to be I think there should be accepted rules about conservation, about not littering, about not being a piece of shit. I think there should be fines for those sort of things. I think people that dump, tons of shit into the air or get caught dumping shit, yeah, you should hit them with fine. We should have some extent of an EPA, but this hysteria is just to squeeze money out of the economy.
Right? No,
create a
look,
new tax.
I will agree. We of course do affect. We've overfished and we've done stuff like that. I mean, those are things that we do.
Yeah.
But again, I'll talk. But I even said at the beginning, most people are reasonable. Like I said with recycling, most people are reasonable. We could talk about that. But you're skipping a lot of steps and going to the world is going to end.
Shut down all factories
Look,
now.
I don't want the bad guy from Karate Kid 3, Dynatox Industries, dumping fucking nuclear waste into the Atlantic Ocean. I understand that's not great.
Into Borneo.
But here's the problem, though. That's not really happening anymore. You know what I mean?
It isn't. It isn't.
Well, in the
But it's
U.S.,
not
I'm
happening.
sorry.
It's not happening like it was in the 70s.
In the U.S., that's not happening.
Yeah, in the 70s, they were like, "Yo, let's just dump a bunch of radium into the river, but it'll flow out. It'll flow. The radium flows with the water, and then it'll be gone." And then, like a couple of years later, they're like, "Oh, an entire town in Michigan has cancer."
Everyone's really mad because they're just saying we don't want Ninja Turtles.
Why would you not want Ninja Turtles?
Because if you don't dump the toxic ooze, we're not going to get them. They're saying we don't want Ninja Turtles because we don't want to.
Oh, they're saying we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we do.
You know
need
what?
to dump more
I'm
of
going to
those.
apologize. Look, I'll apologize.
The EPA is the fucking reason we don't have Ninja Turtles.
You know what? Cancel the EPA.
Are you happy now?
Yeah. Is that
Greta
what you want?
Thunberg, you don't want to get rescued by a bunch of Ninja Turtles? You fucking bitch.
How dare you, Michelangelo, not recycle your pizza balls?
You've stolen our childhood. Yeah, well, you've stolen our fucking Ninja Turtles. Fucking hate her, man.
Checkmate.
Yeah.
All right. We can move on.
I mean, yeah, okay, fine. We got to take Toka and Razor with it and then Bebop and Rocksteady, but, you know.
You know why they didn't have Bebop and Rocksteady in the first couple movies? Because they didn't get the right to the cartoons. They got the right to the comic books. So they couldn't use Bebop and Rocksteady, which were just
That
TV
sucks.
show.
I
I
didn't
know, yeah.
that. I always wondered why they had Toka and Razor, and I'm like,
That's why.
oh, so like rip off 90s Bebop and Rocksteady. I got you.
Yeah.
But like